Russell Brand came back to do the podcast tour.
Yeah.
And he is the Avatar. He is, I'm just redoing, we have this video that talks about the 5 charisma types. And usually when we bucket people, they fall into 1 or 2 of those types. So you've got self-assured, funny, energetic, empathetic, and authentic. And we've got examples for all these different ones. We've got an old video. There will be a new one within the next couple of weeks on those with examples, which I'm pretty looking forward to. And making that and then seeing Russell Brand go on both Bill Maher and Joe Rogan was crazy because he is, more than anyone I've ever broken down, spontaneous, meaning when I watch most people, like say I'm watching a Jamie Foxx, I can guess what he's going to do next. He's going to do a funny voice, jump into a story, do the Jamie Foxx thing that is extremely likable and cool, but I can predict it. When I'm watching Russell, I can't tell if he's going to go into a spiritual diatribe, if he's going to do that and then crack a joke, if he's going to listen intently for like 7.5 minutes without interrupting at all, even though Joe just interrupted him. And he truly has... he's mastered all 5 nations.
He is Avatar.
He is the Avatar. And it's interesting to watch him because there's a degree of our videos that is a bit algorithmic. It's like, when you're in this situation, you can do this. And that actually describes how a lot of people behave. Someone who is, I love him and is very algorithmic is Tony Robbins. There's like a click whir thing. Like you say finances, he tells the finance story. You say jump, he says, to cold plunge. Whatever it is, you can kind of, he has a way of being in his interviews and his seminars that is very stimulus response. And his interventions have a bit more flow to him, but that is, a huge amount of what I've seen in breaking him down. Russell is almost always operating in uncharted territory, which is really interesting. He regularly whips out vocabulary that I haven't seen before. He'll go anecdotes that I haven't seen before. Joe interrupts him, and I kept waiting him for he talks for 5 minutes, and I kept waiting for him to take it back to his original point. And when he did eventually come in, it was to respond to the thing that Joe had just said, but it was with the formulation of then he was able to speak for 5 minutes just off like the very last few sentences of what Joe said. And
so what's the charisma learning? Like, what are you going to do? This guy's just so Avatar. Like, you can't, you're just a waterbender. What are you supposed to do with the Avatar guy?
Yeah, I think everybody can raise their charisma ceiling, but not everybody can be the GOAT. And you can certainly train verbal flexibility. You can train empathy. You can work on listening. He is genuinely gifted, though. I mean, he showed up fresh out of being a heroin user and was an MTV VJ effortlessly. He has a gift, and it has only developed as he's, I think, continued in his career and gotten away from just being the silly, funny, flirtatious guy, which he, by the way, was incredible at, all the way up to like, he steamrolls a guy on Bill Maher and he puts his hand on him and he just dominates the situation. Then I also watched him just step back and listen for tremendous amounts of time. So super impressive. I don't know if it makes sense to do yet another Russell Brand video, though I will say in trying to like find new people to do content on, it would be easier to make a brand new Russell Brand video with absolutely totally non-content we've never used before than it would be to do some people that we, may never have touched on the channel before. Like that's how I know I'm just absolutely on his charisma right now.
Right, all over his charisma.
Yeah. You also mentioned that kids are using the words Riz.
Yeah. Kids out there are using the word Riz. I didn't look this up prior, so you're putting me on the spot. So.
That's true.
But we could look it up. Yeah, so he's the Riz god is what you're saying.
Allegedly, Riz is derived from charisma.
Yes.
So we're influencing the youth as well. Clearly, that's from our channel. Cool. So
there's a lot on his channel that you just haven't, I don't know if you've kept up with it, but he's just charisma on camera as well. Like how he engages with you, the viewer.
Yes.
What do you think?
Yes.
Let me know in the comments.
Yes.
Write a little blurb. It's like, I will, Russell. I will. Thank you. You're talking to me.
There's a ton you can learn from him in a lot of different aspects. Yeah. Would love to have him on.